guys, well, I'm sitting in a hotel room on a layover, finally getting around to putting together some video footage that I shot back in January and February of 2025. I was getting started on the Fuselage, and then in February and March, I had to work on the Tailcraft and the Bonanza for their annuals. So I ended up needing to do some cylinder work on the Bonanza. That took a while. Just now in May, I finally got it all back together and all signed off and back to flying. So finally have time to get back on the reins. We'll dive back into the Fuselage, and hopefully I'll get you another update soon, maybe even before Oshkosh. All right, so getting onto the Fuselage here. These are the side skins, and then this is the lower skin for the tail cone. The first thing that I did was I took some 220 sandpaper and some Scotch-Brite, and I went around just the perimeter of all these skins and deburred them, and I also took some acetone and wiped the ink and stuff off of them. So that took a little bit of time, the cleaning and deburring. And once I was done with that, I started working on these bulkheads. Most of them come in two parts, and you can see here there's a doubler that goes where the halves join, but there's not a whole lot of work to these, so I really didn't video it. It's just a matter of putting that doubler in and tailcone and riveting together. So there's, let's see, we got station 4 through 11. You can see all these. And station 4 is the first station behind the fuselage, the metal cage. After I did the deburring of the sheets and I put my bulkheads together, then I moved on to the stringers and the longerons, and I'll show you those. All right, so I need to flip this over because the rivets are going to come from the other side. It's got some rigidity to it now that the stringers and longerons are in place, so it's not too hard to flip. We'll start with the longerons. We've got the figure 701. Points out all the rivets that are called for. We'll start putting those in the holes and pulling the rivets. Now we're going to start with the stringers, and I'm supposed to start with the 4th hole back. And we're also going to skip the longerons all the way between station 3 and station 4. The stringers are these pieces here. And they basically just stiffen the skin. They come in like 12-foot long, just raw stock. It's pre-drilled, for the rivets, but you have to trim it for these access holes and trim it to where it stops at the right spot. Then after you do the trimming, then I had my 220 and my Scotch-Brite, and I rounded all the corners, and there's a little bit of flashing where the holes for the rivets are, so I removed all that, Scotch-Brite it, made them nice and clean, and did the same thing. These are longerons here on each edge, and they are just basically a piece of angle that the side skin will also rivet to. Those did not take any trimming, but I went ahead and deburred those. So once I had that done, all the deburring and trimming, then I set up my sawhorses, and I got my clecos out, and I clecoed the stringers and longerons to the skin in preparation for riveting. Oh, and one more quick little thing that I forgot to mention. After trimming those stringers, I didn't have enough left to make this last little diagonal here, and I was hesitant. I do have still 8 pieces of stringer stock, but I didn't want to cut a long length just to make this in case that full length is needed later, and somehow I trimmed those in the wrong order or something, because shipping another 12-foot long stringer would be prohibitively expensive. Anyway, I was able to get just a piece of aluminum angle at the hardware store that's the same dimensions, and I trimmed that and match drilled it, and I went ahead and primed it just in case it's a different alloy. But anyhow, if you run out of material, I think that's a way cheaper solution than having to ship a 12-foot long streamer. Also, you can see that I primed the access hole covers and the inspection covers. These tabs get nut plates on them, and those nut plates are steel. So I primed those just because of the dissimilar metals between the steel and the aluminum. Okay, now I've got all the stringers and longerons and inspection tabs and access tabs all riveted into this lower tail cone skin. I'm ready to cleco the bulkheads in place and make sure that they fit the way they're supposed to and that the angles are right. Getting ready to hang the bulkheads from that bottom skin there. It'll be upside down. They'll be clecoed in place, and then I'm going to kind of adjust the flanges of those to make sure everything fits well. And before I can really do that, I'm getting the side skins ready so that I can check the fit and everything when the bulkheads are in place. So really the only thing I have to do for that is I've got this angle trimmed and deburred. This one is riveted on, and I'm getting ready to rivet on the other skin. Well, now I've clecoed the left side, the lower portion of the left side skin in place to see how the bulkheads matched up, if I needed to bend any flanges or that sort of thing. I did do a little tweaking on the alignment here on bulkhead number 10. We got that looking pretty good. So now I'm going to cleco the ones on the right lower half of the right side skin in position, just as a final check. And then I'll take that probably back off, and then we'll rivet these bulkheads in place. All right, so these are the side longerons. I've deburred them, I've primed them at the end, and also did a little priming here in the skins, and that's where the metal cage comes into contact with it. So I've got the side longeron cleat-coated in place, the side stringer riveted in place, and I'm going to put this, let's see, this is the left side, I believe. I'm going to put this back in position now that I've finished riveting the bulkheads to the bottom skin. I'm going to cleat-coat this to the side and get ready to rivet the bulkheads to one side. And I still have the right side, just cleat-coated in place, holding the bulkheads in their vertical positions while I get ready to put the other side in more permanent position. All right, I'm about to rivet this left side. Along the longeron here, it gets AAQP 42s, and then the bulkheads get 41s. And the very last bulkhead gets 42s. So I'm going to shoot these now. All right, I got a friend to come over and help me flip the fuselage over and set it on the table here. And I have cleat-coated the right side in position, so I'm ready to rivet the longeron and then the bulkheads along the right side here. Well, that's probably a good place to wrap it up for this video. You can see I've moved the tail cone off of my sawhorses onto the bench now. I've got it flipped over right side up. I've got the bottom and all the stringers riveted together. I've got both sides riveted on to the lower longerons and then to the bulkheads. You can see the upper longerons are clecoed in place. Really the next thing to do is to work on the cage. There's some prep work I can do, probably with the boot cowl and the seats and that sort of stuff. That's easier to do while the cage is separate from the tailcone before I mate those together. So this is a good place to take a break and wrap this video up. I've got to help out with the annuals on my Tailorcraft and Bonanza. I'll show you what's going on there, but it's probably going to be another month or two before I get back to work on the rear ends full time. So thanks for joining me, and we'll see you on the next Flying with Brian.